on them. Malaysia will continue with its fuel subsidy reform.
The Economy Ministry has officially handed over full responsibility for the targeted
Fuel subsidies had long been a part of everyday in Malaysia. However, recent reforms have sparked debates across the country. Some believe the changes are necessary, while others fear they will increase the burden on ordinary citizens.
Why does everything feel more expensive nowadays? Food prices keep increasing, transportation costs are rising, and now everyone is talking about fuel subsidy reform. I just don't understand. Why does the government want to change something that has helped people for so long?
Like many Malaysians, she is searching for answers.
What is happening?
Who are you? Don't be afraid. My name is Fatin and I am from 2060.
2060? You got to be kidding me.
I know it sounds unbelievable, but I'm here for a reason. I come to show you how today's decision affect Malaysia's future.
You mean the fuel subsidy issue that everyone was arguing about?
Exactly. Before you can understand the future, you need to understand the past. Come with me. Let's start at the beginning.
Where are we going?
In the past, fuel subsidies were introduced to help Malaysians manage their daily expenses and maintain a reasonable cost of living.
Life wasn't perfect, but things felt more affordable. Transportation costs were lower, and it was easier to manage household expenses.
For many families, fuel subsidies indirectly reduce the cost of goods and services because transportation was cheaper.
We don't have to worry too much about sudden increases in transportation costs affecting our monthly budget.
That extra savings help us to support our children and plan for the future.
So, fuel subsidies didn't just affect drivers?
Exactly. Lower fuel costs influence many parts of the economy, from transportation to food price.
For many years, subsidies served as a form of financial protection for Malaysian households. As fuel subsidies expanded, not all of the benefits reached those who needed them most.
I noticed that people driving luxury cars enjoying the same subsidized fuel as everyone else.
Because wealthier individuals consume more fuel, they often receive a larger share of the subsidy benefits. At the same time, fuel smuggling across borders became a growing concern.
Imagine pouring a water into a bucket full of holes. No matter how much water you add, a significant amount is wasted.
So, the government was spending a lot of money, but not all of it was helping the intended groups.
Exactly. That is what economists call subsidy leakage.
As the subsidy reform is announced, different groups in society express different opinions.
Assalamualaikum, hi! Today, we will help you from various members of the public.
I support the reform. Why should wealthy people receive the same fuel subsidy as low-income families?
But what if price increases? Many people are already struggling with the cost of living.
I'm a food delivery rider. Fuel costs are a major part of my daily expenses. When fuel-related costs increase, my earnings are affected.
I run a small business. When transportation costs go up, the prices of goods and services also increase. Eventually, customers feel the impact too.
The government said that target assistance will help, but people worry whether the aid will reach everyone who need it.
The debate continues because the issue affects millions of Malaysians in different ways.
Now, I see why this issue is so controversial. There are valid concerns on both sides.
In your opinion, what are the main implications of Malaysia full subsidiary rationally policy of the country and its people?
First of all, we must understand about the subsidy. Subsidy basically is the aid or assistance given by the government to help or curb the burden of the people, especially when we talk about our content is our country, Malaysia. Targeted subsidy. First, we only give for those who deserve. Second, while doing this, we can obviously the government can save a lot of money, billions of ringgit, and that money can be channeled and can be funded to other various sectors that might needed the fund, especially when we talk about the education sector and health sector.
How has the allocation of full subsidy burdened the government fiscal position?
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, before this we are focusing on fuel subsidy. So fuel subsidy, all are entitled immediately T20, T10, T5, B40, M40, upper class N. Before this, if I'm not mistaken, full subsidy cost government up to hitting almost 40 billions per year, or 40 billions per year. So the government has to allocate the budget. That's why the government, the last 2 years, we converted the full subsidy to targeted subsidy, and this targeted subsidy slightly cost us not more than 5 billion. So we are able to save almost 30 to 35 billion by having this targeted subsidy. So to answer you, yes, fuel subsidy burden the financial of the government assets almost 40 billion, and that comprise almost 10% of the budget.
How do you find the rationale behind this targeted subsidy mechanism, and do you think this policy is sustainable in the long term?
Okay, how do we find? I think targeted subsidy is something that we must do. It is essential to support the financial of the current government. It's given a lot of benefit to the people of Malaysia, but towards the end come to the issue whereby people who are earning above the bracket threshold but enjoying the same subsidy. Meaning to say you are earning 20,000, I'm earning 2,000, but we both enjoy the same subsidy. So something is not right. Okay, so due to that, government come with the rationalization and targeted subsidy. Important in terms of what? First, to safeguard the financial sector, meaning the government can manage the money much more well. Instead of flowing everything into the oil sector, they can divide partially the payment towards the other essential sector. So we have sectors that need more money from time to time, especially when we talk about the sector of health. Health is something very essential for the well-being of citizens of Malaysia. Second sector which is heavy with the expenses will be the education. So we need education. It's a backbone. It's a backbone structure of the economy Malaysia. We cannot simply waste our money just to subsidize everyone. Okay, so the targeted subsidy comes into the right time. Because part of it, our issue is that Malaysia, we having our debt ratio almost 60% ceiling. One sort of way to reduce this ratio also, debt ratio, is by having a targeted subsidy. Government can longer prolong to assist everyone, every single people in Malaysia by giving them subsidy. Especially like I mentioned earlier, people who are earning, we have people in Malaysia earning not only 20,000, 200,000, 100,000. 50,000 per month, how they can deserve to get the same equality in terms of fuel price compared to those who are living in the low income budget, 1,007 minimum wage, 2,000, but paying the same amount of fuel, 199. So something's not right.
That is why targeted assistance programs such as PADU and Budi Madani were introduced.
How do they work?
They use data to identify eligible individuals and households, ensuring that assistance reach those who need it most.
The goal is not to remove support, but to improve how support is distributed.
Think of it like a surgeon using a scalpel. Instead of applying a solution broadly, it is directed precisely where it is needed.
That makes much more sense.
Year 2060, Malaysia has become more efficient, innovative, and economically resilient.
이제 알아채줄래 나의 마음속에 의연한 마음 집에 떠올려줄래.
This improvement did not happen overnight. They were the result of difficult decisions made years earlier.
So, the choice we make today shape the country our children will inherit.
Exactly. There is no perfect solution. The goal is to choose the option that provides the greatest long-term benefit while protecting the most affected.
Fuel subsidy rationalization remains a complex and often controversial issue. Understanding both its benefits and challenges allows citizens to make informed opinions about the policies that shape their lives.
My time here is coming to an end.
The decision we make today will determine the Malaysia for tomorrow.